Today I'm going to start a three-part series on how to connect with teens and young adults. If you're listening as a parent, as a teacher, as a coach, this is going to be next level for you. If you're a student, if you're a young adult, I want you to consider some of these questions and reflect on how they apply to your life. Here's why this matters to me. Our kids, your kids, my students, the young adults sitting in high schools, colleges, new to the working world are struggling. They're not struggling because they're not smart. They're not struggling because they aren't capable. They're struggling because they lack direction. And that's partly on us as adults. See, I know it's uncomfortable to ask kids certain questions. We don't know how to interact with teens. We ask them safe things about the weather. We ask them the same question, what do you want to be when you get older? But we never ask them who they want to be. See, as adults, it's our responsibility to be the compass for these young people to find meaning and purpose in life. Think about a ship. No sail, no rudder, no crew. It's going to crash. When young adults don't feel like they have a direction, they're going to crash. Life feels heavy. It's like drifting in the middle of the ocean without a compass. You wake up every single day and you wonder, what's the point? And when you don't know the point, you start looking for substitutes. We start looking for things to numb the ache that's inside. Sometimes it's the endless scrolling on the phone. Sometimes it's video games over and over and over again. These are the habits that numb the pain for a moment, but they steal your future joy. The painful truth is this: young adults are searching, but they don't know what they're searching for. And I get it. Their life is somewhat like a pressure cooker. They've got grades, they've got sports, they've got college applications, friend groups, social media, new jobs, colleges. They're figuring it all out. They've got 100 voices telling them what to do, who they should be, but no silence to figure it out. Every single person they listen to, they believe is an expert, but they really don't know who they can trust. I spent 2 decades teaching, and what I've realized is that young adults need to know that their life matters. And it does. It always does. They want to know that they're on a path worth walking. And it is worth walking. They want to believe that who they're becoming is more important than just the score they got on their latest test. Students are not going to succeed unless we, as adults, give them a map. We hand out rules, we hand out deadlines, we talk about majors, we talk about careers, but we don't ever talk about clarity. We don't teach them how to think deeper about who they want to be and ask them the questions to get there. So there's 3 things that I do for my students every single year, and every time it works. So as a class, the first thing we do in the first 3 minutes of class is we write down 2 things we're grateful for. You can't be grateful and stressed at the same time. It's just a fact. The second thing I do is I ask them who they want to be, not what they want to be. What they want to be presupposes that what they're doing right now isn't enough. Who they want to be gives them an open-ended question to explore the ideas and clarity and purpose in their life. The last thing I do is I allow my students to serve, and I give them opportunities to do so. Have you ever been involved in a group or been involved in something that was bigger than yourself? If you have, you know there's an incredible power and connection and purpose that you feel. Just this year, my students got together and we ran a cereal drive. We collected over 5,000 boxes of cereal for our township food pantry. In doing so, we asked students to give, to connect, to learn. The joy that they felt, the purpose that they felt, was second to none. They were part of something bigger than themselves. See, when young people begin to feel purpose, it changes everything. Their grades improve, not just because the class got easier, but because they suddenly have a reason to care. Their confidence grows, not because life is less scary, but because now they know what it is that they're standing for. They walk differently. They talk differently. They start leading their own life instead of waiting for someone else to lead it for them. And I've seen it in my own classroom. I've seen it with my own children. The moment that student catches the spark of, wow, This is it. This is who I want to become. The light comes on. It doesn't mean that the road gets easy, but it does mean that the road finally begins to make sense. There's a clarity on the road that they're taking. So if you're a parent, if you're a teacher, if you're a coach, if you're a mentor, I want you to lean into this. Don't just ask the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? Ask the question, who do you want to become? What kind of life do you want to build? What impact do you want to make? What problem in the world breaks your heart so much that you just want to fix it? And lastly, ask them what they're grateful for. Now, these questions are uncomfortable at first, but they're also very clarifying, and it's going to lead to deeper relationships with the young people in your life. Take the kids from drifting to directing, from struggling to striving. Too many young adults are walking around through life just lost, just clueless about where to go. But one caring adult, one honest conversation, one moment of clarity can reroute an entire life from directionless to purposeful. So think about the young people in your life right now. They probably don't need another lecture. They probably don't need a reminder about the things they have to do or the chores that need to get done. What they might need most right now is a question. One asked with patience and love and caring and concern so they can see the bigger picture of who it is they want to become.